Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Anel with Great Millstone Borderland Saints. Welcome to another video, and as always, before I get started, I want to give all honor and all praise and all glory unto Yahawah by Hashem, Yahawah by Hashem, Rekah Kodash. Also double honors to the head apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all sincere Achim. Keep believing, keep teaching, and keep preaching, whether they hear or whether they forbear. Shalom to the 144,000 of the hopeful elect of the house of David. I'll be taking my lesson from Psalms, the 18th chapter. And it reads, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. So we're giving thanks. This is a day of thanksgiving for me, to give thanks to the Lord for bringing me into his righteousness. All right, and that's the reason why I chose this scripture, because I'm just thankful to the Lord for allowing me to be able to get here and do these videos, give honor, praise to his holy name, and also to give a warning to the Israelites who may be lost, okay? Because the Lord told us to go out to the trumpet, go out on the streets and blow the trumpet, all right? And that's what we're going to do. We're going out on the streets, highways and byways and hedges, and blowing the trumpet. And so also we make these videos so that we can hopefully reach the lost sheep of Israel wherever they may be in the four corners of the earth. And it reads in Psalms the 18th chapter, the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. So that's where we stand here in the daughter of Babylon, where the sorrows of death compass us daily, and the floods of ungodly men make us afraid, because we're looking at the things the wicked are doing. All right, cutting back food stamps here in the daughter of Babylon, using the weapons of hunger, or the weapons of food and hunger to weaponize against the Israelites. All right, here in the daughter of Babylon. So we see those things happening, cutting out government jobs. All right. So-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Indians are being attacked on the jobs. You see them laid off, all right, as the devil tries to bring in the MOTB. Okay, we know that that's the final result of what they're after. But the devil is doing a lot of work in these last days, changing the times, changing seeds in the earth, the grains and so forth, changing the meat that we eat, and putting all kind of diseases in our foods, in everything that they're doing, spraying chemicals in the air to make us sick. So we're living in a time of great death and sorrow, okay? And many of us have lost family members due to these things. All right, we're seeing our families dying from cancer, from the meats they're eating, some because they're eating abominable foods, okay? Things that the Lord has told us not to eat, like pork and shrimp and lobster and crab legs, and all of these things that eat off the bottom of the earth and eat trash and eat their own dung, okay? That's a pig for you. All right, so a lot of them are dying from that, from serving idol gods as well. So the Israelites is in turmoil here in the daughter of Babylon. And some of them are even trying to save their slave master, you see, who is constantly working against them. All right, because they're lacking knowledge. They've lost their heritage. They don't even know, a lot of them don't even know that they're Israelites. Okay, because the Lord has had a source displeasure against Israel for their wickedness, for their forefathers' wickedness, in turning to false gods and serving the gods of Baal, you see. And we've suffered, all right, through generational condemnation from the Lord, the Israelites, okay? Not just talking about the wickedness that the devil is doing to other nations who've attacked us, as is read in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, all right, who are hiding our heritage, has hidden 14 books of the Apocrypha and things of those sorts. So we see that sorrow is compassing us, all right, for our wickedness. People still being evil today, okay, who know they're Israelites, who we've told them they're Israelites and giving a wake-up call to them, but they're still set on being evil and being wicked, not in consideration of the times that we're living in. And it reads in Psalms the 18th verse, the sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried unto my power, and he heard my voice. Out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. So we're constantly crying unto the Lord, seeing this nets and the snares that the devil is setting for us. All right, here in the daughter of Babylon, constantly on the news, taking people out of their homes and raiding their homes, going out on the streets and snatching folks, the Israelites up, especially the Latino community being snatched up on the streets by ICE and things of this sort. Some of them being natural citizens, being snatched up. You see, some of them being put in prison, some of them being sent out of the country. Okay, depending on what they look like. All right. While the devil himself, the so-called white man, gets away with doing whatever evil he wants to do. You know, when we take a look at the owners of Microsoft, all the wickedness he's doing, changing, like I said, our beef, our food, the trash they're putting in growing our food. You buy some peaches, and 2 days later it's no good. You buy a loaf of bread, 2 days later it's molded because of all the chemicals they're putting in it. So they're doing these things so that they can get a hold to our money. They've even gone in until the law and changed it in 2026 that you won't be able to pass your home over to your children. You see, so they're trying to take our lands, they've taken our names, all of these things because we as the children of Israel have departed from our God, Yahawah and Yahawah I. All right, and punishment is being served to us for our wickedness. And then it says in the 7th verse, then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and was shaken because he was wroth. So we see earthquakes in diverse places. All right, we're seeing signs in the moon, what is called blood moons and so forth, during the Passovers and so forth. So we can see that the Lord is bringing about all the prophecies that he's given to the prophets, Joel and so forth. Okay, Micah, Malachi, Zephaniah, Zechariah, David and so forth. We can see all of these things, all these prophets, Job, and all these prophets that the Lord gave us warning through. All right, and then it says that went up a smoke out of his nostrils and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. So we're seeing volcanoes erupting in different parts of the earth, mudslides killing folks, volcanoes destroying folks. All right, we're seeing in the oceans different types of ocean activity where folks are dying and it's hitting these islands and so forth and just killing folks by flooding them out. All right, wherever the Israelites are scattered, okay, because the Lord is wroth with his wife. All right, he's angry, all right, at the Israelites, all right, and all of the nations that are fighting against him. And it says, He bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. All right. So we seeing tornadoes going out and wiping out people and killing them and destroying homes and communities. So much evil and pestilence, all right, and death everywhere, because the Lord is angry at the world for their wickedness as well. All right, Esau doing wickedly, having no consideration of what's written in the Holy Scriptures, set himself up as God and doing wickedly in the earth. And it says, and he rode upon a cherub and did fly. He did fly upon the wings of the wind. All right. So like I said, tornadoes and things of that sort. We're seeing destruction everywhere. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness there was before him his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. We've even seen tornadoes of fire in different lands over in the Middle East, where the Israelites are scattered over there in Dubai, where tornado fires, unusual things happening throughout the earth as the Lord is angry, all right, at the Israelites scattered out throughout the four corners of the earth. So we're blowing the trumpet to you through being able to put out these videos, and hopefully that you're here and wake up, okay, and see that you're fighting with the God of Israel, Yahawah, all right, and his angels, okay. And it say, yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. You see, so the people are being discomfited because the Lord is angry at the world for its wickedness. All right, what are they doing? Lying, stealing, robbing, committing murder. All right, destroying other nations. All right, doing all kind of wickedness. Thoughts and whores and being so-called pimps and all of this kind of evil is going on. Women with women going to bed with women. Men going to bed with little boys, and men going to bed with other men. All this wickedness against the laws and commandments, statutes, and judgments that the Lord gave to the children of Israel through Moses. We see all of this evil happening, you see, after the Lord had told us how we ought to live. And then it says, then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of thy breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. So the Lord drew me out of many waters. Who is he talking about? Those of us who are serving him. Still letting us live, all right. Some of us living to be 60, 70, 80, 90, almost 100 years old. You see, the Lord showing mercy to some of those who choose to serve him, and those that are against him, he's destroying. All right, and some he may even take early who are righteous. Okay, who knows the mind of the Lord concerning his own creation. But it says in the 17th verse, he delivered me from my strong enemy and from them that hated me, for they were too strong for me. So Esau has been too strong for us. We're not able to fight against him, so we have to seek peace with the devil to stop from being put to death. Because if we don't, we'll be put to death, you see. So we admonish you to live peacefully with all men, as the scriptures say. Because the Holy Scriptures say, when a man's ways please the Lord, he calls even his enemies to be at peace with him. All right, so we have to live peaceably with all men. All right, let's make sure that we'll love one another, especially those of the household of faith. All right, and even our neighbors, treat them right. All right, because the Lord is holding us accountable. Don't oppress the hireling in his wages. Remember the widows out there. All right, pay your vows to the Lord. All right, remember the sick. Okay, go and visit them. Okay, remember the motherless and the fatherless. All right, and those who are who have issues in the body that can't help themselves. All right, look out for the homeless. All right, feed the feeble. All right, teach them this word. And when you got a few dollars in your pocket, cast your bread upon many waters, and in many days ye shall find them. All right, remember to give to the poor. And it says in the 18th verse, they prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. All right, the Lord delighted in me, that I remember that I am a servant to him. All right, I am his bride. Okay, and he is my Lord. All right, so we're looking up to Yahawah. We're looking up to the Son, Yahawah I. All right, the finisher of our faith. And it says, the Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands, have he recompensed me. All right, for I have kept the ways of the Lord and have not wickedly departed from my power, Yahawah. All right, so that's what we should be doing. Stand in line with holiness and righteousness. And it says, for all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. So I remember his statutes. All right, I remember his commandments. I remember his laws. I thought upon these things day and night. All right, he told me to think upon these things, to meditate therein day and night, to do his will. And it says, and I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Okay, on last night when they had Halloween night, I didn't go to the nightclub to celebrate with them. I remembered the holy holidays, and I remembered that I was supposed to be in service to the Sabbath days and so forth, not thanks-stealing, all right, and thanks-killing. All right, I didn't do any of that. I didn't put up those false Christmas trees, all right, made of wood and stone, serving those false gods of wood and stone. I remember who I am. And it says in the 24th verse, therefore hath the Lord reconciled me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. So he remembered mercy. He saved me from a horrible pit. I could have been put to death, all right, a long time ago. I've watched many of my friends die in their sins, all right. But the Lord didn't bring that same judgment to me. He remembered me according to his promise to our father of faith, Abraham, and according to that seed line of Isaac and Jacob. All right. And it says, with the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the froward thou wilt show thyself froward. Okay. So those that exalt themselves above the Lord will make him base and destroy him out of the earth. Okay. Those of you that sit in great pride. Okay. Esau. All right. And all the nations that have come against the Israelites who are seeking to return unto the Lord. The Lord sees your evil and your wickedness. All right. Build the gates of hell and so forth. And all the wicked who are sitting there, elite banking families and so forth. And all the major big corporations, the families of these major corporations like the Dow and all of these big major companies who are doing wickedly in the earth, serving us this food, the Walton family that's no good, while they make profit off the people. You see, all these major drug companies, All right, feeding folks, going around spraying that trash in the oceans, throwing the trash in the oceans, and destroying the earth. All right, because Esau is the end of the earth. You see, the first heavens and the first earth, he's destroying it. All right, with pollution, so that he can make merchandise of the people. And it says in Psalms 18:27, for thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. So the Lord said, I'm going to bring down those wicked, proudful people, the Edomites and the Amalekites over there, killing folks in the land of Canaan. It says, for thou wilt lighten my candle. The Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall. As for Yahawah, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all that trust in him. For who is Yahawah, save the Lord? Or who is a rock, save our power? All right. It is Yahawah that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. So the Lord say, he powers, you see, because he said in the new heavens and the new earth, he's going to give us immortality. And we look forward to that day when, if we serve him and we continue in the truth, then he would reward us with a new heavens and a new earth, and bring us back into our lands. And the strangers, they will serve us. All right. That's what the Lord has promised. And it says in the 35th verse, thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation. That's Yahawah I. You see, our buckler and our strength. And it says, and thy right hand have holden me up, and thy gentleness have made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. See, so the Lord has already put out a promise to us that if we serve him, he would consume our enemies, our oppressors. Okay, those that spraying us with those chemicals to keep us sick all the time, those feeding food of adversity, all right, and making our lives hard. All right. It says, and I wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued unto me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the neck of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. All right. So we know these prophecies are true. We know that these things are tried and true. And right, and that everything that's written in these holy scriptures will come to pass. So we're moving by faith, trusting in him that these things are already given. All right, they're already given. We already have the victory through Yahawah I. All right, even though the Lord hasn't brought about World War III yet and destroyed the enemy completely off the earth, as he's promised he would do in the book of Obadiah. All right. And it says they cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord. But he answered them not. So the Lord didn't even answer their enemy when they cried out. All right. He said, I'm not going to answer them in my day of vengeance for my wife. All right. The daughter of Zion. All right. And then it says, then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. All right, and we're looking for that great day of recompense. All right, the Lord said, I'm a reward to you devils double for what you've done to my people the Israelites. All right. It says the strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. So that's Yahawah. He's exalted, and he's rising up to the battle. And we know how close it is that Yahawah I shall appear, all right, in a battle, all right, through the chariots, all right, and the Lord's going to rain down fire on the heathen. And it says, it is Yahawah that avengeth me, and subdued the people under me. He delivered me from mine enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. All right, we know who the violent man is. The same man that brought us into the daughter of Babylon through slave ships, through violence. Came over here and murdered up 55 to 65 million of the so-called natives here in Azareth, okay, according to what's written in the book of Esdras. It says, therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance giveth he to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David, and to his seed forevermore. All right, that's a beautiful chapter there, because it goes into our sins, and it also goes into our deliverance if we keep the faith. All right, and that's the lesson I wanted to bring out today, to keep the faith. All right, stay on course with the Lord. Be holy, be righteous, do those things written. All right, we know what things are wrong. Malice, envy, strife, murder. All right, these things the Lord hate, a lying tongue, a proud look. All these things the Lord hate. What things do the Lord love? Peace. You see, joy. You see, long suffering. He told us to love our neighbors as ourselves. All right, faith. You see, the Lord loves it when we have a spirit of meekness and humbleness, okay? Just like Noah was, just like Moses, all right, just like King David. And if we be like these great men, Daniel, and do the Lord's will, then the Lord will deliver us. He's promised that. We just have to keep the faith and endure until the end. All right, now hopefully this lesson has been a lesson that you'll consider and think of on these things and do these things. All right, remember your schoolmaster. All right, the laws and commandments, statutes and judgments and ordinances that the Lord gave to us through the Holy Bible, through the first 5 books of the Holy Scriptures, and all the admonitions of the prophets, okay, from Isaiah all the way up through Malachi. Let's read the whole Bible and keep those things in mind and do them. Okay, don't just think on them, but do them. Okay, be faithful to the Lord, and he will be a rewarder, okay, and bring you into a new heavens and a new earth, as it is his will. He's promised to do it, and his will will be done. All right. Now, we're going to stop there. We're going to give our glory, honor to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawah I, Bahashem, Rekah Kwadash. Live holy Israel. Shalom and a Bababal.